I want to welcome you into the world of Ale and Axis. Today I am stepping into a game that has become one of the most ambitious experiences inside the Tavern Squad ecosystem. For many people, this was their first introduction to what it looks like when a Cardano NFT does more than sit in a wallet. Here it actually becomes a character, a companion, and a tool that takes part in a living, breathing browser-based RPG.
As I open the game, what captures me immediately is the simplicity of the interface contrasted with the weight of the system running underneath it. On the surface, I choose raids, send adventurers, wait for timers, and return for rewards. But behind it, there is a long and ongoing journey, a system built and refined over years, and a community that has helped shape every update, feature, and direction Ale and Axis started as the first gamified staking project of its kind within the Cardano NFT space. Instead of simply earning something for holding an asset here, I have to play, commit, and participate. My decisions, the squads, I choose the depth, I attempt. All of that becomes part of my progress. It is not passive, it is active, and it keeps me coming back. The moment I step into a raid, I can almost feel the world expand. I am looking at a dungeon, I am choosing who enters, and I feel the sense of risk, especially because every raid can last anywhere between a single day and 30 full days. Time is a currency here, and I learn quickly that rewards are tied to patience. This is also where I start to see how Ale and Axis set itself apart. Everything I do, even if it seems small, becomes part of a longer arc. I am building XP gathering. Wormstone fragments, unlocking deeper layers, and each layer becomes harder and more rewarding. The game respects time commitment and progression. As I play, I am reminded that this game is not standing still. I am part of an evolving ecosystem, and what I see today is only one phase. There is an upcoming alpha. A full transformation on the horizon, and the knowledge that the version I am exploring right now is a milestone, not an ending. This is why Ale and Axis matters. It is a living, growing Cardano-powered adventure, and today I get to take you inside step by step. As I continue, I want to slow down and talk about what Ale and Axis is trying to accomplish. When I play this game, I am not just clicking buttons or waiting for timers. I am stepping into a project that was designed with a long-term vision, one where my participation matters, and where the game itself becomes the center of gravity for an entire ecosystem. The core goal here is to create a space where I feel rewarded for being involved over time. The game wants me to care about my adventures, to commit to raids, and to actually interact with the world instead of earning rewards passively. Yes, there is staking running in the background, but the real intention is clear. The most value comes from me playing, not from sitting on the sidelines. This vision becomes even clearer when I look at the evolving direction of the team. They are moving toward an internal game economy, one that is not influenced by external factors. For me, that means the decisions I make in the game will eventually matter more than anything happening outside of it. That is a bold intention because it shifts Cardano gaming away from speculation and toward genuine digital ownership. When I choose a raid, when I unlock a slot, when I earn Wormstone fragments, I am participating in a system that wants to grow. The developers openly speak about how deep the game goes. Hundreds of pages of mechanics, formulas powering outcomes, and a roadmap built around continuous improvement rather than quick releases. The idea is to build something that lasts, something that expands, and something that places Tavern Squad at the center of a new style of Cardano gaming. The vision is also community-driven. I am part of the journey instead of a spectator. The alpha stage will reset progress, but it exists so that I and everyone else can shape what this becomes. Feedback, testing, and shared experience are all part of how the future is written. When I play now, I am contributing to the next chapter, not just consuming a finished product, it also aims to be inclusive. The decision to open free-to-play access is a massive step. For the first time, players who do not own an NFT can try the game. That means this is no longer a closed world. It is an invitation, a way to expand Cardano gaming to more people, and a recognition that onboarding matters. The long-term objective is simple. Build a world where NFT ownership is meaningful, where time and gameplay have weight, and where a browser-based game becomes something I return to, not because I must, but because I want to. This is the vision that guides Ale and Axis, a future where I am not just a holder, but a participant, a player, and a part of something evolving before my eyes. Now I want to walk you directly into the gameplay itself and really show you what makes Ale and Axis stand out while I am actually playing. When I begin, the first thing I notice is how every action I take is tied to the adventurer NFTs. These are my characters, and they are the ones I send on raids. The game lets me send up to 3 adventurers on a single mission, and that simple choice already makes me think, who should I bring, and what combination gives me the best chance of success. It does not stop there. I am given only one raid slot at the beginning, but as I progress, I unlock the ability to send multiple squads at the same time. That means I could have 3 adventurers venturing through one dungeon, while another squad is deep underground somewhere else. The way time works here becomes its own mechanic, because these raids are not short. They can take anywhere between 1 day and 30 full days, so when I click confirm, I am making a long-term commitment. Another detail I cannot ignore is how loot works. Every raid rewards me with Wormstone fragments and account XP. Wormstone fragments feel like a material something that accumulates over time, and XP represents the growth of my account. The deeper into the dungeon I go, the more the difficulty rises, but also the potential rewards. And that creates a push and pull. Do I go safe and steady, or do I risk depth and time? One of the most interesting mechanics is how NFTs behave inside gameplay. They are not locked. I still own them. I can still move them, but if I sell or transfer them while they are inside a raid, then that raid instantly fails. It is a design choice that respects ownership while still demanding responsibility. I cannot abandon my adventurer mid-mission, because the system recognizes that choice and reacts. The user interface also gives me clear information before I take action. I can see enemy types, weaknesses, the depth level, how long the raid will take, whether it costs fragments to enter, and what the rewards might be. When I play, I am not guessing. I am making informed decisions, and that gives the game a strategic tone, even though it runs in a browser. There is also a layer of content expansion happening. Recently, PvP became available, and I can step into that mode, knowing the approach was make it work first, then make it better. The version I see may change it, may update, but it shows how the team keeps pushing, always delivering something playable before refining it. Tavern Brawls, which historically rewarded players with NFT prizes, are shifting into the new Beyond Gods Trench version. And during testing, rewards pause, because the game needs time to be balanced. That communicates something important. This experience is being tuned, shaped, and adjusted, not rushed. Finally, I have to mention the way free-to-play opens the gates. Anyone can now step in, try and feel the mechanics before investing. And for a browser-based Cardano experience, that is a major moment. These features layered together create a game that respects time ownership and progression, and they shape how I experience Aele and Axes every time I log in. As I play, I want to highlight how Cardano shows up inside this experience, because it is not just sitting in the background, it is directly shaping how I interact with the game. Everything begins with wallet connection. When I enter Aele and Axes, the first thing I have to do is connect my wallet, and the moment I do, the system automatically checks if my adventurer NFTs are visible. That ownership check is constant. It never stops, and it is the mechanism that determines whether I can send a character form a squad, or even successfully complete a raid. The NFT is not just a collectible. It is my passport, my identity, and my means of participation. What makes this different from passive NFT utilities is that the blockchain connection is not symbolic. For example, if I start a raid and then I move or sell the NFT while the adventurer is inside that dungeon, the raid fails instantly. That reaction only works because ownership verification is tied to my Cardano wallet in real time. There is also a layer of gamified staking running quietly beneath everything I do. Instead of locking assets, the idea here is that my NFTs earn through gameplay and through a passive mechanic running in the background. Even during alpha, passive staking keeps generating and rewards are even increased. I can check those rewards separately on aleaxes.com, and that system continues even when I cannot run fresh raids. Another Cardano touchpoint sits within the project economy. Royalties from marketplace activity were voted on by the community to increase from 5% to 10%. And that extra 5% is used to buy adventurer NFTs from the floor and burn them. That is a permanent supply reduction executed on chain with burned assets held in a wallet labeled specifically for that purpose. It is a blockchain mechanic used to protect scarcity, shape the economy, and potentially enhance the meaning of ownership for anyone holding Wormstone. The reward material I earn is currently paused in alpha. Everyone begins at 0, and swaps are disabled until the full release. The only detail I know is that Wormstone is awarded directly to my account after successful raids, without requiring me to sign blockchain transactions. I do not know whether it lives entirely on-chain or only in-game, because the available information does not specify that.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode, And before I go, don't forget, if you'd like to receive a very short but value-packed email from me every Tuesday, you can sign up for the Cardano Gaming newsletter. Every Monday, I'll be sharing the latest from the Cardano Gaming ecosystem to help you make better decisions. So if you don't want to miss out, just go to the link on the screen, leave me your email, and very soon I'll be in your inbox. That's all for today. I hope you have a great week.